Hey y'all, we're here for Beach Week Roundup episode of Fancy Boy Food Show. It's going to be episode 4. We're going to be talking about all the wins and the losses of the last week we spent at the Delaware Shore, and maybe give you guys some insight for your next shore vacation and things you might do better than we did. Number one on the list is, I can't stress this enough, meal planning my vacation has made it 1,000% more enjoyable and probably kept us on budget. I got my meal plan right here. I did some Instagram posts about it, 4 pages long. Breakfast, lunch, dinner kind of ideas. I included some, nights out, places, where we might be dining if we were going to go out to a restaurant. But for the most part, we cooked at home. I didn't treat it like a roadmap. I didn't treat it like, law or gospel. I decided that, if something had to change, something had to change. For example, I never made chia pudding. I really wish I did, but I definitely didn't get to do that. We changed some things around and moved some things to different places, but having the meal plan in place allowed me to grocery shop before we got here, which definitely saved me a lot of money. Because on to my second point, grocery stores at the beach suck. Our options were Weiss, Markets, or Giant for, your name brands. There was a Harris Teeter that I found on the last day while I was here, and that's probably my fault for poor planning. But regardless, everything's expensive. You forget how much, especially if you've been following the blog or vlog for a little while, you'll know that I shop almost exclusively at Lidl and Aldi, and then sometimes at Trader Joe's. You forget how annoying big grocery stores are, and how much more expensive everything is. When you're in a town like Bethany, where there's so many great local produce stands, dotting the back roads around here, it's just easier, in my opinion, to bring a lot of that dry goods stuff that you're going to be cooking, chips, buns, hot dogs, flour, salt, sugar, all that kind of stuff that you might need, get it at a value at your local grocery store and know that you're getting the stuff that you're used to. And maybe, find some really fun stuff you can eat along the way. But then all you need to go out for is, simple stuff like tomatoes, corn, cucumbers, all the stuff that the local produce stands really have. And then if you need to, you can pick up some ground beef and some proteins and stuff. But I highly recommend staying the hell away from those grocery stores. On to the next things that really made my life easier this week were these two guys. I don't know if you can see them. I've got a 9-inch or a 7-inch nonstick, just a little egg pan. And then I've got my, trusty Lodge cast iron Cracker Barrel edition. We've had this thing for 5 years now. We got it when we got married. I don't have one of those real antique cast irons, but this thing has lasted me 6 years, and I season it pretty regularly. It's got a really nice nonstick coating. So I brought these cans for 2 reasons. I'm going to put them down so I don't have to hold them awkwardly. I can pick up the nonstick though. The nonstick because I like eggs. I like eggs a lot. And if you manage to zoom in on that meal plan when it was on our Instagram, or you still can, you're going to notice that I have a lot of breakfast sandwich options, and there's omelets on there. And I've also got a 10-month-old, and eggs are just a really easy option for a lot of meals. I don't like to always cook my eggs in my cast iron because it's harder to control the heat on an electric stove. And I really like velvety, perfectly cooked eggs. I cooked brunch for a very, very long time, especially egg stations and omelet stations. And I just can't always replicate that in a cast iron. So I use a nonstick with a little bit of olive oil in the morning for our eggs, and they're absolutely delicious. And I'm really glad I had this. The cast iron, let me pick it up again. Cast iron's great because pan fried a bunch of stuff. I made pan fried shrimp 3 times because I got a bunch of shrimp on a great deal at Restaurant Depot in my case, but Sam's or BJ's or any wholesalers can have really good frozen Van Mai shrimp that you can bring, and they're PDV. They're going to be peeled, deveined, and hopefully tail off to make it easy. These were tail on, but regardless, fried shrimp was such an easy beach classic. Or you can make shrimp skewers if you got a grill. There's so much you can do. But yeah, 2 pans. You never know, especially if you're in a rental, you never know what they're going to have for cookware. So always bring at least 2 pans so you can count on 2 things to work right for you. Things we brought that we didn't use, I don't have it in here, but we didn't use the Instant Pot. It just never made it into rotation. It was so nice. We were outside grilling a lot. I made smash burgers. I did stuff like that. So we stayed away from the Instant Pot. No reason to braise or anything on this vacation. Again, I don't have it in here, but the pop-up tent that's on our Instagram, it's a green pop-up tent. I think I picked it up at Aldi like 3 years ago for $10. And it's just a pop-up sun canopy for the beach. You can't really, it's for sitting. It was immeasurably useful, especially with our 10-month-old crawling around. We wanted to go to the beach for longer times, but when you're on a 10-month-old schedule, there's 2 naps that have to happen in the middle of the day, and that's gonna, affect your scheduling. So it was really nice because if she got tired enough and it was cool enough on the beach every day, it was like mid-70s, we could just, put her in there on a towel, give her a bottle, let her fall asleep. We stayed at the beach for a little bit longer. And when combined with a really nice sun umbrella, it really does make a very inviting kind of sun oasis in the middle of a hot beach day. Other things I loved, I got one of these this beach trip. I've been meaning to get one for a while. I don't know if you guys can see it. Hopefully it's focusing. One of these Yeti can coolers. I went with Yeti because it's what they had in the store, but I'm sure Arctic or Pelican make something similar. They're really nice and they keep your drink ice cold. Don't worry, this is just an orange Pellegrino, but yeah, it fits. It actually, soda cans are a little loose in here. It's almost intended for a beer can, which are a little bit bigger. But yeah, definitely nice, especially if you're by the pool. We are in a gated community with this rental, this beach trip. So we could, it's got a great, incredible pool. And luckily, as long as it's not glass, you can have, drinks on the pool deck. So put an adult beverage or a soft drink in one of these and keep it cool while you're messing around in the pool and not have to worry about drinking hot soda or hot drinks all day. Last things I love about the Delaware Beach, Royal Farms chicken. I'm an unabashed lover of gas station chicken. Seriously, this chicken's insane. They have broasters in every location. So a broaster is going to be a pressure fryer. It's going to yield incredibly crispy but still juicy and tender fried chicken. The 10-piece meal is a deal, especially if you're feeding 3 hungry adults. We hit it up last night because no one wants to cook on your last night at the beach because you're going to have to throw everything away. It's all, no leftovers get to stay. So, yeah, got to hit it up with the world famous Royal Farms fried chicken. Seriously, Food and Wine called this the best fried chicken in the country, I think. They definitely wrote it up, and it's been featured in a bunch of local write-ups, and they've been doing it really well for a while. They've sort of adopted that Wawa kind of model with like gas station, to go shop kind of thing, high ceilings, bright lights. Doesn't really feel like your traditional gas station, so it's really nice. They could definitely move a little faster, especially their steps of service don't seem to be fully set up. Like the systems aren't really nailed down and they're not bulletproof like Wawa. They never get flustered because they know the systems are there to make 1,000 sandwiches in an hour if they need to. Royal Farms doesn't quite have that, and they can get a little flustered. I've definitely sent them into a tailspin by ordering too many of those delicious little chicken tender sliders. The Chesapeake ones are awesome. Seriously, they got this Chesapeake sauce, and it's just like Old Bay remoulade, and it's pickles and cheese on these little slider buns, and I could eat 100 of them. They're incredible. So one last thing about Royal Farms, $7 for a 24 ounce tumbler. I'm a sucker for a tumbler. I like cold beverages, like G-Love used to say. And this thing does a really good job. I mean, it's not a Yeti, it's not an Arctic, but it has a really good vacuum pocket in there, so it does keep your ice around. Like, I've left it in the car overnight and had ice still in it. So definitely does a great job. Just don't wash them, because if you put them in the dishwasher, and I found this out the hard way because I got yelled at by my wife, if you put them in the dishwasher, it apparently ruins the vacuum seal, or whatever, the air pockety thingy, which makes them less effective, which is why over time all of my tumblers have stopped holding cold drinks. So that makes sense. Speaking of going to the beach and things, I've been using Zenni Optical for a while, and this isn't at all a plug for Zenni. I don't like buying glasses from the eye doctor, just because I think I can get I know I can get a better deal online, and I'm not trying to be stylish. I just need basic frames. Zenni's got some really awesome cheap options, especially I only need single vision lenses, so the lenses are like included in the price of the frames, and they've got frames on sale for $9.99 all the time. So like shipped, your glasses are $12 or $13, and you can't beat that. But one nice thing, I always mean to get prescription sunglasses, because what an indulgence. But I always forget, or they're always $40, or they're a little more expensive, and I just don't feel like not wasting, but spending the money at the time. I really should just bite the bullet and do it. But last time I was checking out, they had these little guys for $5 extra. They're kind of cut to fit your glasses. These aren't the glasses they're supposed to go on, but they do a pretty good job. They're a little flimsy. I mean, they're not made out of crazy stuff. They're just over the glasses UV, protective lenses. So you definitely look like a dad wearing them, but when you're at the beach, you can throw them on, or throw them on while you're driving. Yeah, man, $5. I can't stress this enough. If you wear glasses, a pair of these around, in addition to, prescription sunglasses, if you're willing to, spend that money, is a really nice bonus. Lastly, always bring a good book to the beach. Right now, I'm reading the Wine Bible. We're working on hopefully taking our next level sommelier exam next April. It's a little soon. Maybe I think we'll try for next April in Virginia Beach, but we'll see. But regardless, I'm trying to make my way through this again. Karen McNeil's The Wine Bible. I read almost everything digitally. I use a phone. It's one of my wife's biggest pet peeves with me. But I read a lot on Kindle, and I read a lot on my iPad, but I don't like to do that at the beach because the contrast isn't enough. It's one of the things that those like old school Kindles have over e-reading on your phone, is that they don't do well in bright sunlight. So always have I don't buy a lot of physical books anymore, but I do like to buy my reference texts in physical form. So yeah, Karen McNeil's The Wine Bible. If you're looking for wine knowledge, or you're trying to get into the world, this is a great place to start. It can be a little erudite, but if you've got a glass of wine in hand, it goes down pretty easy. All right. Well, that's going to be it of our beach roundup. It's been an incredible week here in Bethany Beach. If you get a chance to come here, I can't recommend it enough. It's quiet, it's friendly, it's inviting. They've got a small boardwalk. They've got a really beautiful town center. It's really close to Dewey and Rehoboth if you're looking for that nightlife kind of vibe. And you're a stone's throw from Ocean City, Maryland, right down the street. So you can get there as well. There's a lot of great restaurants, a lot of great breweries, a lot of great wineries, weird. And there's just so much to do. So it's a place I treasure, and if you ever get a chance, definitely check it out. That wraps it up for Beach Week 2019. We'll be back next week with your regularly scheduled Fancy Boy Food Show, where we will probably talk about something cool I found at Trader Joe's. All right, later, guys. Cheers.